Hello friends, welcome back, and if you're new to our channel, thank you for stopping by. Today it's going to be a very easy knitting pattern, and for this pattern we need stitches in the multiple of 4. So here I have taken 24 stitches. This pattern is a 4-row pattern and it is beginners friendly. So let us begin with our very first row. Edge stitch you can just slip off, but here I wish to knit, and after that I am going to pull up a loop from behind 2 stitches. After that yarn forward and I purl 2. After that what I do is 2 number of knit 1 and 2. So these steps are to be repeated again and again. So behind 2 stitches I put my right needle and pull up a loop. After that yarn forward, then I purl 2 1 and 2, yarn backwards 2 number of knit 1 and 2. Now let's repeat that again. Behind 2 stitches I put my right needle and pull up a loop, yarn forward 2 number of purl 1 and 2, yarn backwards 2 number of knit 1 and 2. So let us repeat again. Behind 2 stitches I put my right needle and pull up a loop, yarn forward 2 number of purl 1 and 2, yarn backwards 2 number of knit 1 2. So let us repeat again. Behind 2 stitches I put my right needle and pull up a loop, yarn forward 2 number of purl 1 and 2, yarn backwards 2 number of knit 1 and 2. Now let us repeat again. Behind 2 stitches I put my right needle and pull up a loop, yarn forward, I purl 2 stitches 1 and 2. Now yarn backwards a knit. That's the final stitch. So my first row comes to an end. Let's move on to the second row of the pattern. I'll be working 2 number of purl 1 and 2. After that I have 2 stitches. One is the one which I had pulled up a loop and the other is the purl stitch, and those stitches I am going to purl together. Now after that I am going to work 2 number of purl 1 and 2. So now we start off with the repeat pattern. That's the 2 purl as well as the stitch which I had made by pulling up a loop. So first it's going to be a purl, after that 2 stitches I purl together, then 2 stitches I purl again. Now that's the stitch where I have 3 stitches. The first one is to be purled, after that the 2 stitches are to be purled together. After that 2 number of purl. Now again the 3 stitches, the first one I purl, then the 2 stitches are to be purled together. Now 2 number of purl. Now again let's start off with the repeat pattern. The first stitch is purled, after that the 2 stitches are purled together, then 2 number of purl 1 and 2. Now let's start off with the repeat pattern. That's the 3 stitch, one is purled first, after that the 2 stitches are purled together, after that 1 number of purl. Now moving on to the third row of the pattern. The first stitch is a knit, after that 2 number of knit 1 and 2. Now behind the 2 knit stitches I am going to put my right needle and pull up a loop. After that yarn forward 2 number of purl. Now yarn backwards 2 number of knit 1 and 2. Now again behind the 2 stitches I put my right needle and pull up a loop, then yarn forward 2 number of purl, yarn backwards 2 number of knit. Now if you watch carefully you will see that the position of the pattern is changing. Now here where we had worked the 2 number of knit, there we are making the pattern, that is we are pulling up a loop, then yarn forward, then working 2 number of purl, then yarn backwards, and where the pattern was worked in the previous 2 rows, there we are just working 2 number of knit. Is what is to be done in the 3rd row. Now there the pattern was worked in the previous rows, so we are just working 2 number of knit. After that we pass our right needle behind 2 number of knit stitches and pull up a loop, then yarn forward 2 number of purl, yarn backwards 2 number of knit, and the final stitch is also going to be a knit. So the 3rd row comes to an end. See, our pattern is already forming. Let's move on to the 4th row. The first stitch is going to be a purl, after that 2 number of purl, 1 and 2. Now this is the 3 stitch which has been formed due to pulling up of the loop. So the first stitch is going to be a purl, after that the 2 stitches we are going to purl together. Then it is going to be 2 number of purl. Now again the 3 stitches are there. The first stitch is going to be a simple purl, after that the 2 stitches we are going to purl together, then 2 number of purl. Now the 3 stitches, the first is going to be a purl, after that 2 stitches we are going to purl together. So this is the sequence for the 4th row of the pattern. 2 number of purl, these are the 3 stitches which has been formed, and the first stitch is a purl, after that the 2 stitches we are going to purl together. Now if you look carefully at the stitches, you will understand what is to be done and where. Now the 2 stitches going to be a purl, 1 and 2, and the final stitch is also going to be a purl. So the first set of pattern is done, that is we have completed the 4 rows, and see, this is how our pattern looks. Now I am going to repeat once again. The edge stitch I do a knit, after that I am working the pattern. Here I pulled up a loop, yarn forward 2 number of purl. Now yarn backwards, that's the pattern. There I am just going to work 2 number of knit. Now that's the point where I am going to pull up a loop again, yarn forward 2 number of purl, 1 and 2, yarn backwards 2 number of knit. So this is the sequence. Now there I am going to pull up a loop and work the pattern, yarn forward 2 number of purl, yarn backwards, simple 2 number of knit, 1 and 2. Now again from behind the pattern I am pulling up a loop and working yarn forward 2 number of purl, after that 2 number of knit. So this is the sequence that is to be followed for the first row of the pattern. Again, this is the second set of pattern that I have started. Now here I am working 2 number of knit. After that, behind the 2 stitches I am going to pass my needle and pull up a loop. Now yarn forward 2 number of purl, 1 and 2, yarn backwards a knit. So this is the first row of the pattern, again the second set of pattern. Moving on to the second row of the pattern, the edge stitch I do a purl. Now that's the 3 stitches out there. So the first stitch is going to be a simple purl, and the 2 stitches we are going to purl together. After that the 2 stitches going to be a simple purl, 1 and 2. Now those are the 3 stitches out there. The first is going to be a purl, after that the 2 stitches are going to be purled together. So this is the sequence. After that 2 number of purl. Now the 3 stitches are there. The first is going to be purled, the 2 stitches are going to be purled together. So let us continue till the end of this row in the same sequence. This is a very beautiful pattern. It is going to look wonderful for baby's cardigan, girl's cardigan, lady's cardigan. You can even use this pattern for gents' sweaters. See how easy it is and how beautiful the pattern looks. So here I'm working 2 number of purl. After that I reached the point where I have 3 stitches. The first is going to be a purl. After that the 2 stitches I purl together, and the final edge stitch is also going to be a purl. See, this is how our pattern is looking. Beautiful pattern. Now let's move on to the next row or the new row. So the first stitch is going to be a knit. You can slip it off as well as you wish. You can work. After that 2 number of knit, and here I am going to work the pattern. So I pulled up a loop, yarn forward, 2 number of purl, yarn backwards. This is the pattern of the previous row. So here I am going to work simple knit. Now here from behind the 2 stitches I pass my needle and pull up a loop, yarn forward, 2 number of purl, yarn backwards, 2 number of knit. So in this manner we need to continue till the end of the row. Now again I pulled up a loop, yarn forward, 2 number of purl, yarn backwards, 2 number of knit, 1 and 2. Now here I have 2 stitches. From behind the stitches I pull up a loop, yarn forward, 2 number of purl, 1, 2, yarn backwards, 2 number of knit, 1 and 2. The 2 stitches are there. From behind the 2 stitches I pull up a loop, yarn forward, 2 number of purl, yarn backwards. Now it's going to be 2 number of knit, and the edge stitch is also going to be a knit. So this particular row comes to an end, and this is how beautiful our pattern looks. Now moving on to the next row, the edge stitch can be slipped off or purled. After that I am going to work 2 number of purl, 1 and 2. Now here I have 3 stitches together. The first one is going to be a simple purl, and the 2 stitches I am going to purl together. After that 2 number of purl. Now again the 3 stitches together. The first is going to be purled, and the 2 stitches I am going to purl together. After that 2 number of purl, 1 and 2. Now the 3 stitches together, first is going to be purled, and the 2 stitches I am going to purl together. So this is how it is done. After that 2 number of purl. That's the 3 stitches together. The first is purled. After that the 2 stitches are purled together. Then 2 number of purl. Now the 3 stitches together again. The very first stitch I am going to purl. After that the 2 stitches are purled together. Then 2 number of purl, and the final edge stitch is also going to be a purl. This brings me to the end of the video. Thank you for staying till the end. If you like the video, do give a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family members. If you are new to our channel, do consider subscribing and stay tuned for more of interesting videos. So till we meet again, it is bye-bye from all of us here at Plants, Crochet, Cooking and more. Be happy, keep smiling. Bye bye.